Hello, everybody. Welcome to our fall favorite freezer meal workshop. We are so excited to be here to share with you freezer meals. So whether this is brand new to you or you are back for yet another workshop, we just want to say thank you. Thank you on behalf of our customers who are joining with us. Thank you on behalf of our consultants, our Epicure community who is here. And thank you as well to our hosts, because I know we have at least one host who's hosting a freezer meal workshop party, and that is so fun. So hello to Mare in Central Illinois with your party people. Yay! Okay, so by way of introductions, I'm Stacey Woodworth, and I am just one of the many amazing consultants who is a part of this group and here to bring you just a solution for those people who are so busy that even just getting one of Epicure's 20-minute dinners done just sounds like another thing to do. This is a great way. Freezer meals means that we're going to spend and invest a little bit of time now so that later we can simply be putting this meal into a crock pot or as a sheet pan meal or any of the different methods of cooking. And what we really hope is to inspire you that in addition to these 10 amazing meals, that you'll see that there are other recipes that you can use with maybe some of your Epicure stash. Or if you're really loving this, then stay tuned because your favorite Epicure consultant is going to have another workshop for you and can help with more meals. But we do just want to pause and always remind people that there are 3 ways to Epicure, and we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't say that every single time because we just never know. So first, if you have ever, can't do that anymore. If you have ever thought about being an Epicure consultant, whether it's you need healthy, easy solutions and you don't want to pay full retail, whether it's you want an additional income stream, maybe you're just looking for a fun, amazing community to be a part of, this positive, supportive, uplifting community, or maybe you just need something that's just really for your purpose, just can use your gifts. There's so many reasons that people can choose to join Epicure, and we want you to know always that the invitation is there. And just $99 would get you started with an amazing consultant kit that would have you cooking fresh meals, freezer meals, all the goodies. And so we just want to share because that's literally the best value we have. It's fantastic and such a huge opportunity. Though if being a consultant just isn't for you, the next best thing is to host a party, host a cooking class, host a freezer meal workshop, and share good food with your friends. We love to spoil our host and we love to share good food. So hosting is super fun. Of course, you could do a workshop like this and Mare has got some friends over. Maybe we've got some other people who are hosting and I just don't see you because you're in the Facebook channel, but always hosting is really fun. Tasting party, brunch party, taco party. I mean, talk to your consultant. We have so many ways that we love to share good food and inspire people with our easy time-saving recipes and products. And then last and always, you have an opportunity to shop with Epicure. There are always great ways to save. We have fantastic new catalog, you guys. Have you seen this? We're really excited to share all the yummy fall flavors. There's more things around soup and comfort food and holiday meals, so many goodies. So we always invite you to check out the catalog, and every month we have the free gift with purchase. So, okay, so tonight with the freezer meals, what we really wanted to do is to share with you some tips and strategies around this. For this workshop, you should have with you all of your Epicure products, and maybe you are one of the people that is still at home chopping and dicing. No worries, you're never behind. And if you've forgotten something, it's okay. If your family's not going to eat that and you're going to leave it out, it's okay. These are your recipes, your way. And we really want to encourage you. So we can certainly take questions in the chat. You can come off mute here in just a few minutes, but just know that you can't mess these meals up. But what we're going to do is walk through a meal together. And along the way, I'd like to share some other tips with you. Okay. So hopefully, here's my first tip. I love to suggest that you've got a bowl that's going to hold your big bag. So I have bag number 1 up. If you are a type A person and you want to go through 1 through 10, awesome. If you just want to grab your next bowl that's in the top of the refrigerator, that's fine too. So a bowl is just going to free up your hands. Let me see if I can lower this down a little bit. I'm trying a little different setup tonight. Yeah, that'll work a little. I'll just cut off my head. I'll squat down. So you're going to use the bowl because it's just going to free up your hands. So for our first meal, In here, you've already got your protein. So chicken breast and black beans, always with all Epicure recipes, and truly any recipe, customize it. Black beans, pinto beans, use your favorite kind of beans, onion, corn, and diced tomatoes. Now, if you've forgotten any of those things at the grocery store, it got left at the in the cart, whatever, no worries. Another tip is on your bags, you're going to want to label what that recipe is. Like you think you're going to remember them, but once they're all frozen, they all start to look similar. So put your label on there, but then you can also say, add onion at mealtime. That's literally the item I'm forgetting. But I will tell you another trick is, if you have any of our pantry staples like 3 onion, this is where you can add those in. So all we're going to do now is add in the items that are in bold. So we're going to add, in this case, 3 tablespoons of your ranch, your package of taco seasoning, and then if you've got the Nourish broth, great. Otherwise, you can add in some broth. We're just going to add those items in. So this is really fun too. If anybody's got kiddos, this is a fun way to get your kids involved in the kitchen, have some fun, have them learning about meal prep and meal planning. And if you're new to Epicure, I hope that you're going to take a minute too to flip these packages over and learn more about us. So many people are really drawn to Epicure because of our never ever list, and it's just all the ingredients we promise to never ever put in the packaging. So check out that taco seasoning, which is all spices you can pronounce. It's not any chemicals, it's not any colors. And look at the sodium, 15 milligrams, compared to even the low sodium at the grocery store is still hundreds of milligrams. And then if you've got the broth, add it. Mine has just grown legs, and oh my goodness, I literally just had it out. That is so funny. Oh, it's holding up my it's holding up my phone so I could see if there was any questions on Facebook. So if you didn't get this, because when we did the freezer meal workshop order, it was beforehand, you can get the broths now. If you don't have them, don't stress, just add it, add that to your wish list for next time, because Epicure's broths are amazing. They're great, like in recipes like this, just to add some great flavor. It's awesome for a soup, add it into your rice, your quinoa, fantastic flavor. And I love that it's packed with lots of good B vitamins, which for most of us, it just means more energy, better health, but not all the sodium. So then all we are doing is we're simply going to mix this up. So this is where it can be really fun if you've got the kiddos, because they can have some fun. So you want to make sure your bag is zipped well. And I don't tend to go too crazy. I've had some bags bust open, but I do try to get that seasoning mixed all around. And I won't go too obnoxious because I think it probably echoes in my headphones, but you're gonna get all those seasonings mixed around. And then what we're gonna do is, I wanna give you a couple of tips. So with your freezer meals, one of the things I suggest then is to take out all of your air. Of course, get it mixed all around. Take some time to do that well. And then I suggest just squeezing out all the air. And then what I do is I double bag, but I also like to lay my meals down flat. Get it into that other bag, but then I freeze them flat. And watch, if you put it into baskets or onto wire shelves in the freezer, watch that nothing is getting pushed through the slat. I once had to thaw a basket so I could get my meal out of the freezer. So real life tip. So that is bag one, you guys. And then what is so great, we're going to work through the rest of these meals, but then you simply just need to remember the night before to pull out a bag, or maybe tonight when this is done, think about your week ahead. Is one of these meals going to be dinner for tomorrow or Wednesday? And you just want to skip the freezer and put it right into the fridge so it's ready to go. But you'll follow then your recipes with the cooking instructions. again, by way of giving you some tips, a couple other things I want to mention is we get asked a lot, well, that's a big meal. Like, what if we're a small family? Well, you could choose to, while it's like this, you could split it into 2 bags. So you'll have 20 smaller meals. Or you can cook all this and then you could divide it out and freeze leftovers, freeze leftover portions for lunches or dinners. So different ways that you can customize to make these meals work for your family. Hey, Chris has jumped on. Hey, girl. Just sharing tips around bag number 1. You haven't missed much.
I tried getting on 3 times. I don't know what was going on.
Oh, no, I hope it wasn't a challenge for anybody else.
Computer or what? But it wouldn't work. But now my kids are acting like animals. So, yeah.
Well, you're here now.
Yeah.
Anything you wanted to share around tips? I want to just keep this a recording really brief. So I kind of gave the highlights
I know
why we do freezer meals and Epicure.
No, I don't know if Christina, did you ask your question in the beginning?
I had everybody muted.
About what? Which one? The chicken? Or the seasoning?
Yeah, I think I just froze.
Oh, I was like, about the chicken or about the seasoning?
No, about the frozen meat. Like if you, because what I told her as a tip, and I don't know if you went through this, Stacy.
Yeah,
but
go ahead. That'd be great.
If it's frozen, I usually like frozen to the bag, but like frozen beef, like if it's a tube, I'll wait to add my seasoning the day of cooking, just because then it doesn't mesh. So you can mesh it, get it all nice. And so I don't know if you shared anything about like frozen versus fresh in the beginning, but
that's a great one. No, I didn't.
Today.
Great. Yeah. So always make these work for you guys. So if you're one of those people, you've bought ahead some beef or pork or even chicken, and it's better to have the rest of the meal and have your protein separate, totally fine. Just make it work for you. There is one meal. This is different for our workshop this time. So I do want to point out a couple of things while I have you guys on. First of all, if you are one of the people that some of our ingredients went out of stock, there was a swap. So if you don't have one of the meal solutions, the swap was then the marinara. So you'll see the recipes reflected that. But there is one recipe, and hang on a second while I get to it. I think it's the lasagna. So crock pot lasagna, this is different for us, you guys. In this recipe, the suggestion is that the ground meat is already cooked. So if you are an owner of a steamer, right now would be a great time. Throw your ground beef into your steamer, get it cooked so that you can drain it and it'll cool a little bit before you put it to your freezer bag. But that is because then at mealtime, when you're throwing it into the crock pot, the meat is already cooked. So that is one tip. And then another tip that we shared with our last workshop, but we know we have some new guests this time, is other things around meatloaf or meatballs. Some people are like, oh, the thing I hate is then I get home and now I need to make meatballs. If you have the time tonight, you can invest that time to go ahead and make up those meatballs. So I like to, for example, for the wedding soup and the meatball subs, yes, I make my meatballs up ahead of time. I put them on a sheet pan and I put them into the freezer and let them flash freeze. So 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how big of a meatball you make. Then you can put them back into your freezer bag and freeze it. Mine's out in the freezer, but then I have my meatballs frozen in one bag. I had my spaghetti sauce. Everything was ready to go. Easy peasy. So I hope that's a helpful tip.
I made meatballs for my cooking class tonight. That's why I was late getting on, but then I was ultra late because my computer or whatever wasn't happening.
I see Erin jumped on.
But I like the idea.
Hi, Erin. How are you? So any other questions, you guys, either here or on Facebook? I'm not seeing anybody on Facebook. But what I would love to do too is, Mare, since you have hosted now, Mare, can you hear us? Get her attention. There you go. Mare, You are hosting a second time with your friends in your house. I would love to know. Like we are just coming off of a week of being around people, and I don't know about you guys, but I am just loving any excuse right now to be with friends. So Mare, like tell me about hosting people in your house. Is that crazy? Like you've got a lot of chicken laying around, or how did you set it up to host?
There is a lot of raw meat happening. But yeah, it's fun being around, just like you said, being around people. And I love I was telling these guys, I love just being of service and just doing food. It makes me happy when people leave here and they've got 10 meals and I know they're going to be eating easy, quick. I don't know, it just makes me happy. And we just have food and all Epicure snacks, of course. And so they get to touch it and taste it, and it's just a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And so I always want to address this too, because I think I've had a couple of friends reach out to me like, well, how could I host one of these? And I'll tell you, one of the things that I have done in the past is I'll have my friends come over with their bags already prepped. So it might have already had their raw chicken. So nobody's actually literally touching chicken. But then there's that fun friend time where now there's no stress because we're not chopping and dicing, but we get to laugh and like, oh, I just put I've made some new recipes, as I call it, not paying attention, but it's that time with friends where like we're making dinner, we're hanging out with friends, having some snacks. So hosting is a really fun thing. So again, whether you're hosting live now or you've thought about this, connect with your consultant because they would love to explain to you the perks and rewards of that, how this could look, and how it can be something really fun. How many people are with you this time, Mare? I think last time you had a good group too, right?
Yeah, I think there's 4. The fifth is coming, so we'll have a house full.
That's like 50 or 60 meals you girls are knocking out tonight. That's amazing.
Yeah. And not only is there chicken everywhere, there's cans everywhere.
Yeah, but what a good thing. So like now you've just made it easy for at least 10 nights, right? At least 10 nights. Awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
So I hope too that everybody, you'll post pictures in our Facebook group of your bags when they're made up, or take a picture of you in your kitchen knocking this out, tag your consultant on social media. That's really awesome. But also we would love to see when your meal is done. You guys did a great job after our last workshop sharing meals. Yay. Yep. But any other questions or feedback? I want to record this for a second. Then we're going to, I love it. Kitsy is so coachable. She's like, I'm on it. I'm going to take some pictures. But questions or anything that's of value that we can share with the group, because again, you guys probably have tips. Carissa and I have years of experience of freezer meal workshops, but I still giggle. I'm like, I didn't know that. So if anybody has tips or tricks they'd like to share that are of good use for the group, please do. I have one other tip I want to share. I just thought of.
I kind of want to share where I found a good price on tenderloin.
Yes, please do that. That's always a good tip.
I sent Meredith a picture of a 6-pound tenderloin. I'm like, do you think this will do? Yeah, it was like this big. So I got it at Sam's, and I think it was like $16. So you can cut that, and I even sliced it in half to make the 2 pieces. That's how it was this thick.
That's amazing. Good tip.
I'm thinking,
so,
yeah. So if you, even for you distributors to do that, to kind of help out on price. Price sense.
And too, that can be a thing as you guys taste a recipe and you're like, oh my gosh, we love this. And next time you see those tenderloins are on sale or you see a deal, that's a great thing to grab up. I also, along that same point, I always suggest to people, like when I find chicken that's on sale, I'll grab it up. Sometimes this was actually another bag of, I had another bag I made for dinner tonight that was 2 pounds of chicken that when I bought it, I just went ahead and cubed it up. I didn't add any seasoning. I wasn't inspired at the time, but I just had chicken ready, which can then be great because I could have just added other ingredients or just made for a quick meal. But if you can find protein that's on sale, that's a great time to grab it up, and then you can season before you freeze it or just bag it up so that then you're saving. Awesome tip.
And I wanted to say hello to Jennifer at Mira this party right now. That's how I got into doing this.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. That is so fun. And I know Aaron and Angie are hanging out in, they're actually right here in Sycamore. Like I could probably like throw a rock. Hi ladies. So fun. Next time we should just do it in my kitchen. I should have invited you
I
over,
was
but I
like-
still got.
I was gonna say I should have invited myself over.
I totally was going to, but my mom and dad are still here because I was on a vacation, so they're still here and the dog. So it's a little hectic, but it's all good.
Yeah, I have my husband has the baby right now, but she was screaming earlier before I joined. So
That's always how it goes. The dogs, the children, right, Carissa? The cat. Awesome, awesome. I see Chris has got help in the kitchen as well. Jenny's working solo. This is awesome, you guys. Well, I want to cut this recording off unless I'm not seeing any questions on. Jenny's working solo. I don't see any questions on Facebook. So let's just. How do I end the recording? I always get to this spot.